First, you give up running, and then long walks, and then even short walks, then the stairs, until eventually pushing yourself out of bed becomes a daily struggle. Soon enough, your entire life happens within the few pain-free steps between your bed, your bathroom, and your chair. This is how joint pain slowly steals your life, until one day you realize your world has shrunk to the size of a bird cage. And you're the bird. You wake up and discover that you lost your freedom, your independence, and your spontaneity. Take more pills, doctors keep telling you, and use this cream, they suggest. Try these exercises, they insist. But nothing really works to get rid of the nagging pain you're experiencing in your knees, back, shoulders, or hips. Yet halfway around the world, Harvard scientists discovered a remote Himalayan village where 90-year-old men and women carry heavy loads up steep mountain paths, work in fields from sunrise to sunset, and dance at celebrations well into the night, all without a single complaint of joint pain. Not a wince, not a limp, not even a morning warm-up period. The truth is, deep in your heart, you know this isn't right. You know this isn't how you're supposed to live your best years. And you're right. Most importantly, it's not your fault. Because in the next few minutes, you'll discover that according to recent breakthrough research from Harvard, everything you've been told about joint pain is completely wrong. You'll find out that the real culprit behind those nagging aches has nothing to do with age, weight, wear and tear, or even past injuries like they want you to believe, and instead with a common toxic mineral that's been poisoning millions of Americans, silently accumulating in your joints over decades, coating your bones, destroying your cartilage, and grinding away the cushioning your joints need to move comfortably. And before you know it, this toxic mineral has stolen your independence, your favorite activities, and your mobility. Hi there, I'm Robert Harper, and inside this short video, I'm going to share with you a remarkable 5-second joint-saving breakthrough, a discovery backed by groundbreaking studies from Stanford University and MIT that has been proven to not only relieve pain, but actually reverse years of joint damage. Because this unique breakthrough doesn't just mask your symptoms like the countless pills, creams, and injections you've likely already tried. Instead, it targets the hidden root cause of joint deterioration that 99% of doctors miss completely, giving you back the smooth, pain-free movement you enjoyed decades ago. This joint-saving breakthrough was discovered in a small, remote Himalayan village, a community of elderly villagers who move as freely at 90 as most Americans do at 40. These seniors climb steps, mountain paths, kneel for hours, tending gardens, and dancing with flexibility of people half their age, all without a single bottle of pain medication in sight. Scientists found out these villagers use a 5-second joint-saving breakthrough, so shockingly simple, yet completely overlooked by modern medicine. And the moment you begin using it, it will eliminate the grinding stiffness in your knees and lower back, as if someone finally applied oil to rusty hinges. You'll notice your fingers and wrists becoming more flexible, allowing you to button shirts, open jars, and hold your loved one's hands without wincing in pain. Your shoulders will move freely again, letting you to reach for items on high shelves or play catch with your grandchildren without that sharp stabbing sensation. And you'll rediscover the joy of walking, jumping, gardening, and climbing stairs without that familiar pain that's been bothering you for a while. But most importantly, you'll never again live with the fear of becoming a burden to your loved ones, or ending up in a wheelchair, dependent on others for your most basic needs as your mobility and independence slip away, leaving you isolated and frustrated. That living nightmare will no longer be a possibility for you or anyone you know who suffers from joint pain or early signs of arthritis. That's because unlike all the other ineffective treatments like that pharmaceutical companies love to push on aging adults, this Stanford-backed joint-saving breakthrough addresses the real root cause of joint deterioration and stops it from grinding away at your cartilage until there's nothing left. This is something that I can virtually guarantee no doctor, orthopedic specialist, or physical therapist has ever mentioned to you, because it's based on groundbreaking, peer-reviewed research from Harvard Medical School, Stanford, and MIT, and used for centuries by a remote tribe in the Himalayas to keep them moving effortlessly well into their 80s and 90s. In fact, it's so easy, inexpensive, and straightforward that pharmaceutical companies and the thousands of doctors they influence are doing everything in their power to prevent you from discovering it. so they can continue to profit from temporary relief solutions, selling you expensive medications and painful injections and even surgeries that never address the actual cause of your suffering. But let me be clear here. What I'm talking about here has nothing to do with glucosamine, MSM, chondroitin, or any other common joint supplement. It has nothing to do with over-the-counter painkillers, endless physical therapy sessions, or painful stretching exercises, all of which do nothing to remove the toxic mineral that's been destroying your joints for decades, from your spine and hips to your knees and even the tiny joints in your hands. I'll share exactly what this new breakthrough is in just a few short moments, so you can start using it today to flush out this joint-destroying toxin in as little as 5 seconds and begin lubricating joints quickly, enjoying the smooth, pain-free movement that allows for true independence and quality of life, and freeing yourself from the progressive joint deterioration that conventional medicine claims is inevitable with age. Each and every morning, you can get out of bed with the easy, fluid movement that you probably haven't experienced in years, confidently planning your day without worrying about which activities might trigger pain or how long you can remain active, restoring the flexibility that you had decades ago, and eliminating the constant pain and stiffness that threatens to rob you of the active, independent lifestyle you'd so deserve. Now, I know these are some big promises, but I'm absolutely confident in making them, because not only did this 5-second morning ritual work for my wife Jenny, who was once so crippled by joint pain she couldn't leave her bed, but it also had helped with over 106,000 Americans who have already used this breakthrough to slash their joint pain by 97% on average, often in days, not months, and people who had tried everything else with disappointing results. People whose doctors told them they'd just have to live with the pain or undergo surgery. People who feared becoming dependent on family members as their mobility declined. All were experiencing relief so profound that many describe it as getting their life back. Like Margaret, 66, from Ohio, who threw away her walker just after 14 days. After 6 years relying on my walker, I never thought I'd walk unassisted again. Just 14 days using this method, and I walked into church without help. My family couldn't believe their eyes. I finally have my independence back. And Gerald, 73, from Pennsylvania, who regained his strength and mobility despite years of chronic back pain. My surgeon scheduled me for double knee replacements. The pain was so unbearable, 9 days after starting this method, the grinding pain that ruled my life for 12 years began fading. And by day 19, I canceled my surgery. My doctor was so stunned, he ordered another MRI. 6 months later, I haven't needed a Tylenol. Not to mention James, 58, from Florida, who wrote in saying, "Hip problems forced me to give up golf for 3 years. I tried everything from physical therapy to injections with minimal results. And a few weeks after starting this method, I played a full 18 holes without pain. My golf buddies can't believe the transformation." And now it's your turn to join these fortunate individuals and experience the same remarkable joint freedom that those Himalayan villagers have enjoyed for centuries. So let's get started right now, shall we? Like I said, my name's Robert Harper. I'm 65 years old and retired orthopedic researcher who spent decades studying joint deterioration at the University Medical Center. I've been married to my amazing wife Jenny for 30 years, and we're proud grandparents to 3 wild grandkids who light up our lives. Despite my professional knowledge, nothing prepared me for what happened to Jenny, though. Jenny never did sports or heavy activities that might cause her joint damage. But as we hit our 60s, her joints started to fail her, leaving her struggling to move freely. And every morning, she'd wake up stiff as a board and her knees aching so bad, she'd groan just to slide out of bed into her worn slippers. Or she'd struggle to climb up the stairs, her hips locking up tight, her face tight with pain as she gripped the railing. We thought it was all just part of getting older, or wear and tear, as the doctors call it. But every day, her pain grew stronger and stronger. I'd often catch her screaming every time she took a step, her hips seizing up, her hands shaking so much she couldn't hold a cup of coffee without spilling it. And not long after, she became so weak to walk the dog down the block and too tired to join me for our evening strolls, and had to use a cane for support. So sad. It broke my heart to see the woman I love struggling so much like this. Wondering if Jenny would ever kneel in her roses again, her hands steady and strong. Or if I'd spend our last years not as her partner, but as her caregiver, pushing her wheelchair, watching her struggle to take even a single step all on her own. Of course, we ran to colleagues, joint specialists, and doctors desperate for answers. Even with my decades of research experience, I felt completely helpless watching Jenny suffer so much. Believe me, we tried it all. You know, things like glucosamine, chondroitin, ibuprofen. I bought every supplement promising relief, $50 tubs of collagen, MSM capsules. She'd choke them down, hoping that they'd ease the stiffness. We even went for PRP injections, those pricey shots the doctors swore would regenerate her joints. And don't get me started on the bandages. We wrapped her knees tight, trying to stabilize those shaky joints. But none worked, not even close. With each flop, I'd see the frustration grow in her eyes, that helpless slump in her shoulders. Now, the day that flipped everything was one Sunday morning. It was the most heart-wrenching moment of my life. And yet, looking back, I'm glad it happened, because without it, well, I'd never have stumbled on the 5-second joint-saving breakthrough that I'm about to share with you now. The same breakthrough over 106,000 folks have used to slash joint pain by 97% on average, even reversing years of stiffness and swelling. Imagine you or your loved ones moving freely again, gardening and chasing grandkids, moving smoothly with each stroll, waking up with the ease of someone 20 years younger, and all without pain or stabs. Just living carefree, knowing you'll never be a burden, never losing your independence. Walking, bending, dancing, and even jumping, enjoying spending time with your family and loved ones. Not stuck in a chair, pain wiping out of your best days. That nightmare will feel like a faded scare soon. Because this Harvard, Stanford, and MIT-backed joint-saving breakthrough not only stops the pain, but also removes any swelling or weakness, giving you back control over your body and life. I'll share everything about it in just a few short moments. But first, let me tell you what happened that Sunday, the day it all turned. It was our granddaughter Lily's first birthday. You see, there was nothing Jenny loved more than playing with our grandkids and chasing them around the yard, scooping them up, or dancing with them at family gatherings. We gathered the whole family in our living room for Lily's big day. Balloons bobbing, cake on the table, our grandkids laughing, little Tim, Sarah, and baby Lily stealing the show. Jenny turned to me, her eyes bright despite the pain, and suggested, "Rob, let me stand and hold Lily for a photo. I want to capture this moment with her." She pushed herself up from the couch, gathering up Lily in her arms, steadying herself for the picture. But as she tried to sit back down, a vicious jolt knifed through her knees. She gasped, her legs buckled under her, hips screaming in agony. They teetered, Jenny and the baby nearly crashing to the hardwood floor, that cake nearly toppling as the room froze. I lunged and caught them just in time. My heart was pounding like a drum for sure. And that's when Jenny collapsed back onto the couch, shame flooding her face, said, "I almost dropped her, Rob." The room went deathly quiet. The laughter replaced by stares. The balloons seemed to mock even her pain. You know, even our 5-year-old grandson, Tim, said innocently, "Why's Grandma's knees so shaky?" And the next morning, I woke to Jenny hunched on the edge of our bed, tears streaming down her face. "I'm a burden," she whispered. "I'm losing myself, Rob. I can't live like this." Man, that broke me up in pieces. Which is why that day I swore to take matters into my own hands and find a fix to help my lovely wife, just something to give her back her strength and her pride. I started reaching out to orthopedic specialists outside my research field, hoping that someone might have solutions that I hadn't encountered in my work. That's when I contacted Dr. Jason Hargrove. a former research colleague now working with cutting-edge clinical applications. He mentioned Dr. Peter Kessler, a brilliant orthopedic surgeon that's based in Denver. He's also an Army doctor who treated soldiers for joint injuries during his service time. The next week, we found myself and Jenny sitting in Dr. Kessler's office, trying not to look at the wall plastered with degrees from Stanford and accolades from his decade leading their elite orthopedic research center. After I spent nearly 30 minutes sharing Jenny's story, Dr. Kessler leaned back and hit me with a question. "Ever heard of fluorosis affecting joint tissue?" he asked. I blinked. "In dental research, yes, but causing joint deterioration? No. Is that what's happening to Jenny?" I asked. He gave a small nod like this. "Most people haven't, but if you want to stop Jenny's joints from crumbling and get her moving like she did in her 30s, this is the secret nobody's talking about." He slid over the x-ray from Jenny's files, a grim picture of her joint bones, streaked with white patches, cartilage-looking paper thin. "This," he said quietly, "is what's tearing Jenny's joints apart." For years, we've been told joint pain is just part of getting older, wear and tear, bad genes, maybe a few extra pounds. Sure, that does play a role, but then Dr. Kessler dropped the real bombshell. "It's fluoride," he said. "Wait, fluoride? Isn't that supposed to be good for us?" He shook his head. "Not when it piles up inside the body. It's in our tap and bottled water, our canned soups, snacks, even the toothpaste that we've used for decades. The body can't flush it out entirely. It builds up in your joints year after year. It's a toxic mineral," he added. "I warned them about it years ago during my time in the Army, but they never listened." And recently, Harvard confirmed high fluoride levels cause fluorosis, a condition that silently attacks your joints. "Well, fluoride is highly toxic and coats the bones," he said, pointing to Jenny's x-ray. "It breaks down the special protein that cushions your joints so you can move around and bend or even jump with ease. What we call collagen," he said simply. You see, collagen is the #1 protein that keeps your knees, your hips, and your hands moving smoothly without scraping or pain. But the more fluoride builds up in your body, the less collagen the body can produce naturally. "Look at the x-ray here," he said. "See how the bones are almost touching each other," he said. "Her knees and hips are breaking down because of this fluoride buildup, the stabbing pain and grinding stiffness and the hands trembling. It's why she can barely stand anymore." I nodded, starting to see it. "So, how bad is this?" I asked. "It's very dangerous," he responded. Stanford scientists analyzed the biomarkers of several patients struggling with knee pain. To their surprise, 85% of them showed elevated levels of fluoride in their joints. The worst part is, it's not just high levels of fluoride that are dangerous. A study published in the Environmental Geochemistry and Health Journal showed that even low amounts in our drinking water significantly raise the risk of knee osteoarthritis, affecting millions. My jaw dropped. "Millions?" "Yeah," he said. "But why haven't doctors caught this?" I asked as my voice was tightening. "It's sneaky," Dr. Kessler admitted. He mentioned another study from the University of Washington revealing that fluoride-induced joint pain is very similar to the symptoms of arthritis and hits without any obvious signs. This is why most doctors misdiagnose this condition or totally miss it until you're in agony, maybe even bedridden, unable to tell if it's common form of arthritis or fluoride damage. That's the trap Jenny's in right now. And it gets worse, Dr. Kessler added. Another study from MIT confirmed that fluoride builds up slowly in the body over 2 to 30 years, causing your joints to stiffen and bones to deform until you can't move anymore. In worst cases, it leads to total immobility. Jenny's heading that way if we don't stop it. My head was spinning. All those years of tap water, toothpaste, and food we thought was healthy. Had we been poisoning Jenny's joints without knowing? And it's more dangerous than most people realize, Dr. Kessler continued. As we age past 50, our bodies naturally make less collagen. So this fluoride buildup turns into what Harvard scientists call the joint shredder, breaking down the cartilage and collagen that keeps your joints cushioned and moving smoothly. Which is why millions of innocent seniors are popping painkillers that just numb the pain, getting shots that fade in weeks, and facing surgeries we might not need, and wasting cash on fixes that never seem to work. So, what's the fix, I asked? To be honest, I was expecting Dr. Kessler to tell me that my wife would need yet another expensive prescription medication or injections. Or worse, some kind of surgery that came with a lot of risks. But to my surprise, Dr. Kessler said that actually reversing joint pain and stiffness and weakness is a lot simpler than most people think. In fact, it's completely painless. And it doesn't cost a fortune either. All this new research into collagen and fluoride's damage has opened new doors for us, he said. Because now that we truly understand what's actually causing Jenny's joint pain in the first place, we also know how to stop and even reverse it. Then Dr. Kessler said one immediate step we can take right away is to avoid drinking tap water, eating processed foods, or brushing with toothpaste loaded with fluoride, because that'll just keep making the problem worse and worse. But if we really want to reverse Jenny's joint pain and free her from the fear of crumbling further into not being able to move, or worse, total immobility, we just have to do two things. First, we have to flush out the toxin fluoride that's built up, destroying her joints. And second, we need to kickstart her body's natural collagen production again. Ever since I came across these breakthrough studies from Harvard, Stanford, and MIT, I've uncovered something mind-blowing, he said. While on a research expedition, he visited a remote village tucked in the Himalayan valleys right around the 5,000-foot mark. He said he met remarkable people in their 70s, 80s, and 90s with joints so lubricated and so alive. They haul heavy loads up mountain paths all day long, climb rocky trails like it's nothing, walk for hours without a single ache, and dance their ancient dances with the joy and swagger of teenagers. I had to know their secret, Dr. Kessler said. He leaned in, voice low. Here's the shocker. Most think Himalayan springs are pristine, pure as the driven snow, but fluoride's infiltrated their groundwater, seeping in from man-made messes close to the Himalayas in Nepal and India. Same poison we have here wrecking our joints. Yet these people, zero pain, zero stiffness. Why? He flipped to an x-ray, a villager's knee, bones flawless, cartilage thick. He pulled up a photo of a green-looking drink. This, a particular green tonic from a rare herb that only grows in that high-altitude air. So fierce, it's been crushing fluoride and other toxins for centuries. And to his knowledge, Dr. Kessler was the only person on the planet who stumbled on this remarkable tonic that permanently reverses joint pain, stiffness, and even early signs of crippling arthritis. And in every single patient who tried his discovery, the results were nothing short of extraordinary. Because not only were their joint function and mobility completely restored, knees bending without that sharp stab, hands steady again, but their bone strength, flexibility, and ease of movement shot up too, leaving the men and women who used it feeling like they had the joints of a 30-year-old person, fully back in control of their bodies, and no more limping and no more swelling once again. Dr. Kessler said this whole solution boiled down to a group of natural extracts and super herbs. Each has proven in multiple scientific studies to do two things. First, they help dig deep into the joints, flushing out the toxic fluoride buildup that's been coating Jenny's bones, choking her collagen. And second, restoring her body's natural collagen production again to rebuild that cushioning. It immediately gets to the work, rejuvenating the joints, erasing the dull ache, silencing those creaky pops, and restoring pain-free movement. And finally, putting an end to this toxic mineral that locked her knees and hips and back and swelling her fingers and stole her life in the first place. Then Dr. Kessler started spilling what each of those natural herbs were. So now I'll share them with you too, so you can start using them for yourself or your loved ones to restore smooth, easy movements. The first ingredient Dr. Kessler shared with me was called tamarind. He told me that in the Himalayan villages, tamarind has been used for centuries as a powerful natural remedy for stiff joints and flushing out toxins. And recently, scientists have finally figured out why this fruit is so effective. Discovering it's all due to its unique and potent compound called polyphenols that are proven to flush out toxins like fluoride all throughout your body, including deep in your joints. Pure tamarind is like a miracle detox for your joints, Dr. Kessler said, his voice practically buzzing with excitement. Then he showed me a groundbreaking study conducted by scientists at the Indiana Institute of Medical Sciences, published in the PubMed journal back in 2004. In this study, they looked at humans exposed to high fluoride levels and gave them tamarind daily in a clinical trial. After testing their urine, researchers were shocked to see how quickly tamarind kicked fluoride out of their bodies, flushing out almost 40% of fluoride within just 24 hours. But that's not all. Because Dr. Kessler told me about another randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical study published in the Evidence-Based Complementary and Alternative Medicine Journal of 2022, where patients with mild to moderate osteoarthritis, knees stiff and aching, hands shaking, took tamarind seed extract for 56 days. Their knee pain dropped by over 50% on average, with mobility shooting up, walking 17% farther and climbing stairs 12% faster. Plus, inflammation markers plummeted by up to 27%, slashing, swelling, and stiffness. Oh, and get this, their cartilage breakdown slowed by 23%, protecting their joints from further damage. Isn't that just amazing? And there's even more. Dr. Kessler mentioned another study from the University of Manitoba in Canada showing tamarind's power went even deeper. They found out that tamarind helps reduce bone degradation by 88 to 96%, meaning your bones stay stronger, less likely to weaken and crumble, so you can stand tall and steady without those aches. And potentially the best of all, scientists discovered tamarind skyrockets glutathione levels by 91% compared to just 68% with ibuprofen. Glutathione is an amino acid the body uses to create more collagen, which means not only does tamarind improve joint function and ease that bone-on-bone grind, but also helps restore collagen so your knees don't lock up stiff and your hands stay nice and steady without weakness or limpness. Now, Dr. Kessler wasn't finished, because the next ingredient he shared with me was something called Phantom Miracle Tree extract, sourced from a unique species of moringa, a wild, nutrient-loaded sprain sprouting in those lush Himalayan valleys above 5,000 feet, nothing like the bland versions you'd grab at the store, bursting with over 92 vital nutrients like vitamins and minerals, and especially rich in nutrient called folate that's important for keeping the joints nice and strong. Dr. Kessler shared with me a study published in 2024 by the Medical University of Gingsu, where they studied 413 individuals with knee pain. What they discovered was nothing short of astonishing. In simple terms, Dr. Kessler explained like this. Scientists measured knee dysfunctions based on 17 criteria, like walking and climbing stairs and sitting and standing and getting in and out of bed, even putting on socks or shoes. And after taking moringa, participants saw 47% improvement, meaning better movement. Less pain when walking up and doing daily tasks too. And a huge boost in overall knee function. But that's just a part of it, Dr. Kessler said. He shared with me a breakthrough study published by scientists at the University of Malaysia in 2017, where the rats with arthritis experiencing swollen, aching joints received moringa extract for 8 weeks. Within the first week, the swelling dropped by 70.8%, even beating the results from the drug indomethacin. Joint damage was prevented by 60 to 65% and clear on x-rays. Pain faded fast, and mobility soared, bending and walking, no sharp stabbing pains. Within just 5 days, collagen levels soared by up to 51 to 52%, while collagen breakdown slowed 93% compared to the control group, meaning that taking moringa for a few days makes your joints grow tougher and more resilient. That grinding stiffness melts away. And you can move freely, even dancing without that bone-crushing agony. The next ingredient he revealed to me was pine bark extract, a potent extract from the pines of the Himalayas, thriving in crisp, high-altitude air packed with antioxidants. This strain's truly unique because it contains a super compound known as pycnogenol that strikes joint pain like a lightning bolt, erasing inflammation while flushing out fluoride from the body. Dr. Kessler shared with me a study from 2008 where the scientists at the University of Chieti in Italy gave folks with arthritis, knees stiff and red, pine bark extract for 90 days. Their joint pain plummeted 55% on average, stiffness eased 53%, and mobility soared nearly 300%. They were blown away with how fast it worked, too. Pine bark also eliminates pain, rebuilds cartilage, and boosts collagen, so you're not just feeling better, but also moving effortlessly. You see, he pulled up a study published by the Mariana School of Medicine in Japan. The study showed that pine bark extracts significantly reduced joint inflammation and strongly decreased arthritis symptoms with little to no side effects compared to NSAIDs like ibuprofen. The next ingredient Dr. Kessler discovered was spirulina, a superfood algae thriving in the pristine waters of the Hawaiian and Pacific Islands. He explained that this specific strain stands apart from the rest. Grown in deep ocean currents, it's ultra-pure and brimming with nutrients essential for joint health. Multiple studies show spirulina loaded with anti-inflammatory compounds like phycocyanin, Dr. Kessler said. He went on to tell me more about a randomized double-blind placebo-controlled study where 120 participants with stiff joints took this premium spirulina extract daily while half received the placebo. And just 2 weeks later, guess what happened? Their chronic joint pain plunged, while swelling in their knees and fingers shrank dramatically, with pain dropping by 200% when they were stationary and 300% when active compared to the placebo group, which means that spirulina can ease your joint pain whether you're sitting, sleeping, moving, or climbing stairs without that sharp stab, leaving your knees, hips, and joints feeling almost perfectly lubricated and free. So once you start taking this precise dose of spirulina, you'll notice a surge in cartilage health. Fatigue in your joints will fade away, and those puffy, aching joints will calm down, letting you move effortlessly again. I was floored, but Dr. Kessler wasn't finished just yet. Oh no. The next wonder that he brought to light was lion's mane mushroom. Dr. Kessler explained that in the Himalayan villages, this mushroom has been a trusted remedy for achy joints and clearing impurities for centuries. He shared a groundbreaking 2022 study from scientists at National Taiwan University who examined the effects of this wild nutrient on patients with arthritis. After checking their knees with special stains, scientists were thrilled to see how lion's mane slashed inflammation, with a 33% drop in harmful inflammation markers, restoring synovial fluid, the vital lubrication between the knees, so swelling fades and stiffness melts away. Meaning that once you start taking this mushroom, you'll enjoy smoother, pain-free walks around your home, and every step feels easier, like gliding again. But that's just the start, because Dr. Kessler pointed to another striking result from the same study, where the folks who took lion's mane for a few weeks showed stronger bones, with a 45% improvement in balancing their sore knees over 6 weeks. Meaning you could stand, stroll around your yard, or even dance without that piercing ache or wobbly legs, while the damaged group stayed stuck with no progress at all. Isn't that astonishing? I lean forward, heart pounding, ready to grab this formula of super ingredients for Jenny. So, how do we get this into her hands? I asked. Dr. Kessler's face fell, and he sighed deeply. Rob, I wish it was that simple, he said. His tone was real heavy. This formula's been a thorn in the side of Big Pharma. They've caught wind of how it exposes fluoride's role in joint pain, and they're furious. I faced threats, phone calls in the night, warnings to back off or lose my practice. I'm out of the formula, locked away to protect myself and my career. My stomach dropped. After all this, a dead end? Come on. But then a spark hit me. Wait, I said. My colleague, Professor Jack Nilsson, head of the biomedical laboratory at our university, might be able to help. Between my orthopedic research experience and his chemical expertise, we might be able to recreate this formula. What if we took your list of ingredients and recreated it, I asked. Dr. Kessler hesitated, and then nodded slowly. If I stay under the radar, I could help you with sourcing, he agreed. So the next day I called Professor Nilsson to share with him my findings. He jumped right in, all ears, especially since his dad, a disabled veteran, has been battling some awful joint pain and aches, and he's been itching to find anything that might even give the old man a bit of relief. So for the next few months, and with the help of Dr. Kessler, we sourced the best tamarind, moringa, pine bark, spirulina, lion's mane pristine, Himalayan-sourced top-grade stuff. But Professor Nilsson didn't stop there. He was determined to make this formula unstoppable. He reached out to some of the top orthopedic doctors overseas who dug deep and uncovered 4 more super ingredients to supercharge the mix. First, Dr. Stefan Meyer, a renowned joint specialist from Switzerland, suggested ginkgo biloba. He also recommended chlorella powder. Then Dr. Antoine Dubois, an expert in natural orthopedics from France, added neem and bacopa monnieri to the lineup. Well, together, these super herbs are loaded with anti-arthritic, antimicrobial, and antioxidant properties that are proven to flush out fluoride. Neem was shown to remove fluoride by 80%, clearing that hidden toxin from your joints. Soothe inflammation in your achy joints. Boost mobility for smoother walks and sturdier steps. Protect cartilage to stop that grinding and wearing. And support joint resilience, easing stiffness and swelling. And after months of testing and working with a discrete FDA-approved and GMP-certified facility undergoing the strictest procedures and analysis, we finally recreated Dr. Kessler's special joint-soothing formula, making it into a convenient dropper just like the Himalayan tonic for easy, precise use. When it was ready, I brought the new blend to Dr. Kessler. This, he said, voice rising, could be better than my original. He instructed Jenny to place a few drops under her tongue twice daily. Once before breakfast to kickstart her day, and once before bed to ease her into rest. Then check back with him in 30 days for an update. It's got no odor, she said, dabbing the first dose under her tongue. It's smooth and has no taste, she said, relieved since strong tastes always made her a bit queasy. All we could do now was wait and hope. The first few days, nothing really changed much. Jenny still woke up stiff, her face scrunching up as she shuffled to the kitchen, barely able to move. I was worried we'd hit another dead end. But I remember Dr. Kessler saying, give it a full 30 days. So I told her, let's keep going, honey. And I'm so glad we did. By day 7, something amazing happened. We were at our son's house for dinner Sunday when little Tim dropped his toy car under the table. Jenny bent down and picked it up. No struggle, no pain, no wincing. That tiny moment meant so much to us. It was the first spark of hope after so long watching her hurt. But by 10, that spark grew brighter. I saw her through the window, walking to the mailbox with strong, steady steps. No more slow, painful shuffle. No more holding onto the wall, keeping from falling. The next morning, I walked into the kitchen and saw Jenny twisting open a pickle jar. One that she couldn't even touch before without my help. How about that? Her fingers, once so swollen, moved easily. With a big smile on her face, she said everything was great. By week 3, Jenny had already dropped the walker. The same week, I called her from downstairs, and her voice came back from the attic, a place she hadn't been in 3 years because of the stairs. She was walking around our home like it was all hers again. No spots she couldn't go, no pain holding her back. She bent and reached and lifted things that used to make her cry in pain, but now she moved so freely like it was nothing. Then came a day that still makes my heart full. We were watching the sunset when our song Moon River by Andy Williams started playing on the radio. Jenny stood up, took my hand, and pulled me to my feet, and we danced. Not the slow, careful steps that we've gotten used to, but real dancing, with spins and dips and giggles. Her knees bent so smoothly, her hips moved so freely, like the stiffness that trapped her for years was gone. Rob, she said, her eyes shining with joy, I hadn't seen that in 10 years. I felt free again. After seeing Jenny's amazing transformation, I knew I had to get Dr. Kessler's joint-saving discovery out to the whole world. So I grabbed the phone and dialed him up. Dr. Kessler, this breakthrough has given Jenny her life back, I told him. She's moving without that stabbing pain. Her knees are steady again, and we can't keep this to ourselves. We've got to make it available for everyone. After a long pause, that felt like forever, Dr. Kessler's voice came through, heavy with worry. Rob, like I said, I thought about sharing this with the public before, but I'm terrified of the pharmaceutical giants and their deep-pocketed lobbyists. I could lose my practice for good. This is their game plan whenever a natural fix proves itself. They bury it, smear the creator, and erase all traces. But just when I thought all hope was lost, thank goodness, early 2025, things started to change for the better. People began learning about fluoride's dangers. News stories popped up everywhere with big headlines yelling about how it hurts our bodies. Then RFK Jr., Trump's new health secretary, stepped up, his voice booming on every channel, calling out fluoride's danger and sparking a movement. One morning, my phone rang. It was Dr. Kessler. Rob, have you been watching the news, he said. With this public outcry, maybe it's time. The pressure's on them now. Let's get this joint-saving breakthrough to the people who need it. But before launching this joint-saving formula to the public, we wanted to ensure it worked for others. So we expanded our testing to include Professor Nilsson's father, along with over 40 patients from Dr. Kessler's practice. People struggling with various joint problems, ranging from mild stiffness to crippling aches in their backs, knees, hips, and other joints. The results were remarkable, even more impressive than studies I'd conducted in laboratory setting. Within days, inflammation markers decreased significantly, and ultrasound imaging later showed measurable increases in joint space where bone-on-bone grinding had previously occurred. People who had given up hope were suddenly getting their lives back. We were so thrilled with the results that with the help of Professor Nilsson and Kessler, we created JointVive. It's the only 100% natural joint formula that tackles the root cause of joint pain, the toxic fluoride buildup, silently wrecking your joints, stiffening your knees, and weakening your hands while leaving you hobbling in agony. All it takes is placing one full dropper of this liquid under your tongue twice daily. Once in the morning to kickstart your day, and once at night before drifting off to sleep. And get ready to be amazed by the transformation that you'll see. In just days, you'll notice joint pain starting to melt away. Almost like a heavy burden lifting off your knees and hips, giving you smooth, easy movements. You'll find yourself bending, walking, running, and gripping with newfound ease. All because this formula was designed to flush out toxic fluoride buildup, destroying your joints and replenishing your body with a fresh surge of natural collagen. This formula will restore your body's natural ability to rebuild cartilage, strengthen your bones, and reclaim the joint power and movement you had 20, 30 years ago. So you can finally break free from the fear of stiffness or frailty, stealing your independence. Once you start using it, you'll finally enjoy your life once again without the stabbing pain messing with your every step. You'll also enjoy peaceful movement when you wake up instead of grinding stiffness that leaves you groaning all day long. And it will enable you to feel a deep sense of confidence as you look forward to an active future, once again doing your favorite activities surrounded by your loved ones. Every drop of JointVive is crafted in the USA in an FDA-approved and GMP-certified facility under the strictest, most precise standards. JointVive is vegan, non-GMO, and 100% safe. It contains no dangerous stimulants or toxins and is not habit-forming. This is the same Himalayan blend that was once whispered about in secluded mountain valleys nestled deep within the world's highest peaks. This breakthrough formula helps anyone dissolve joint pain, whether it started a few months ago or decades ago. And it works for everyone, no matter your age or how bad the aches have gotten. So forget the knee braces, surgery, useless supplements, painkillers, physical therapy sessions, and painful injections that only offer fleeting relief. Instead, use this formula and see your family marvel at how easily you move around and grip things, shaking their heads in wonder, all possible with just 2 drops a day. Now, as you sit here watching this, you're probably wondering how to get your hands on JointVive as fast as possible and kick that joint misery to the curb forever. The truth is, with over 106,998 men and women swearing by this life-changing breakthrough in the last few months alone, this new formula has been flying off the shelves and selling out really quickly. We've had folks order multiple bottles, not just to ease their joint pain, but to share with family and friends too, so they can garden and dance and play without groaning. Even folks without obvious joint issues are using it daily just to stay pain-free. That's why keeping it in stock has been a real challenge. Every time we release a new batch, it disappears faster than the last. Now, I'm thrilled that we're helping so many people reclaim their joint freedom and rediscover happiness. But JointVive's skyrocketing popularity has stretched our production quite thin. Sourcing the purest ingredients from the Himalayas and from all over the world is time-intensive and costly too, which means we're often out of stock, since JointVive can only be produced in a limited number of bottles at a time. With that said, I don't want your joint pain to chain you down like it did Jenny. I don't want anyone to face worsening stiffness or frailty when there's a simple solution. And that's why, since you followed this video so far to this point, I'm going to show you how you can grab this breakthrough formula for as low as $1.63 per day. Now, if you've tried to recreate this blend with the supernatural Himalayan ingredients inside JointVive, you shell out upwards of $3,000 to source them from around the world, only to end up with a tiny batch that wouldn't come close to this potency. But our mission is to make this affordable for anyone suffering from joint pain. So, the price isn't anywhere near $3,000, nor even half at $1,500. Just think about this for just a brief moment. What would it be worth to you to get rid of that stabbing knee pain, that grinding hip ache, or those trembling hands once and for all? What would you give to stroll through your garden, chase your grandkids, or climb stairs without wincing? What would you pay to not worry that your joints are crumbling, locking you into a chair, or costing you your independence? What would it be worth to you to sleep soundly again, wake up refreshed and not stiff? The truth is, your mobility and quality of life are truly priceless. Here's what you won't pay, for sure. You won't shell out what others charge for high-end knee braces. You won't pay for pricey joint therapies that fizzle out. You won't fork over cash for endless doctor visits, MRIs, or shots that barely last. You're only paying what you need to cover the costs of these pristine ingredients and keep this site running as long as we can. Given feedback and results that we've seen from thousands of users, and the incredible standards of Dr. Kessler, Professor Nilsson, and I uphold to source only the most pristine Himalayan ingredients, I think you'd agree that even if we charge $249 a bottle, it would feel like a steal. I mean, $249 to reclaim your mobility and forever leave the fear of joint pain behind? It will allow you to know that peace of mind is truly priceless. So, it's a no-brainer for anyone living with creaky joints right now. It'll make it possible for you to act today. But the great news is, you won't be asked to invest anything close to $249 a bottle today. Instead, you can grab your supply of 6 bottles for just $39 each, which comes out to $1.63 per day. That's right, this is our most discounted package and most popular choice with folks by far. Because it really makes sense that you get the best and longest lasting results and fully flush out the toxic fluoride that's built up in your joints while restoring your body's ability to produce fresh collagen that lubricates up your joints, so you can relax, knowing you'll maintain your mobility for life. Now, according to our research and Dr. Kessler's recommendations, that's the ideal length for it to ensure you flush out every trace of toxic fluoride from your joints and allow your body to restore its strength and flexibility for good. Which is why today, and if we still have supply available, you'll see a button below to select the heavily discounted 6-bottle option or whichever package suits you best. And if you choose your 6-month package of this joint-saving formula here, today, and now, you'll also receive 3 incredibly valuable bonuses valued at $129.91, absolutely free, just as a thank you for taking action and ordering our best option. Bonus number 1. 30-second joint pain elimination protocol, a $49.97 value, revealed the bizarre Himalayan 30-second technique that erases decades of joint pain instantly. This isn't some long, complicated program. This is a rapid relief method discovered in the remote Himalayan villages where people in their 90s climb mountains without pain. What you'll discover: the golden triangle pressure point technique that shuts off pain signals to your brain in 30 seconds flat. How to permanently reprogram your joints, pain receptors, using nothing but your fingertips. The 3 forbidden movements that instantly release trapped synovial fluid, the secret WD-40 for your joints, why traditional stretching makes joint pain worse, and the counterintuitive movement that heals instead. You'll find all that and more inside this guide, and you'll get it completely for free when you order the discounted 6-month package. Now, the second bonus you'll receive today is called bonus number 2, the Midnight Joint Regeneration Protocol. $44.97 value. Warning, what you'll learn inside will contradict everything your doctor has ever told you about joint healing. Scientists have discovered a specific 3-hour window during sleep when your body can regenerate cartilage up to 317% faster, but only if you activate the right cellular triggers before bed. Inside this breakthrough protocol, the precise 4-ingredient pre-sleep cocktail that forces your body to rebuild cartilage overnight. How to stimulate your body's natural joint lubrification system to produce 73% more synovial fluid by morning. The shocking position mistake that crushes your joints while you sleep. 87% of people do this every night. The thermal priming technique that increases blood flow to damaged joints by 211% while you rest. And the third bonus that you'll also receive today is called bonus number 3, the 7-day joint pain reversal cookbook, a value of $34.97. Your kitchen contains powerful joint healing foods that work better than prescription drugs. This isn't just another eat healthy guide. These are specific recipes scientifically formulated to attack joint inflammation at the molecular level. Each recipe takes about 10 minutes to prepare and contains foods that dissolve fluoride deposits that have been stuck in your joints for decades. Flood your cartilage with the exact nutrients needed for rapid rebuilding. Neutralize the inflammatory proteins causing your pain right now. And stimulate your body to produce fresh collagen automatically. All 3 guides are yours free when you order the 6-bottle package on sale, and you'll access them immediately. Not only that, Dr. Kessler and I will pay for you to enjoy fast, free shipping with your supply today, which means you save an extra $9.95. And not to mention, we're 100% confident JointVive will get rid of your joint pain completely and make sure it never comes back. We're willing to take all the risk and give you our 365-day, 100% get rid of joint pain or don't pay money back guarantee. That means at any point within the next 12 months, you don't experience walking, bending, dancing, or running smoother, you won't pay a dime. No questions asked. All you need to do is to send us an email to support@jointvive.com within the next full year from getting your supply. It doesn't matter if you use the entire bottle up, we will still give you your money back. This means you don't have to make a decision right now. You have 365 days to decide if JointVive is for you or not. We firmly believe every company should operate this way, for sure. Either it works for you and you love it, or you don't pay a single dime. It doesn't get much simpler than that, right? All you need to do is 1 full dropper of JointVive once per day, either in the morning or before sleep, and you'll start feeling better almost instantly. But it would be a shame to be so close to never having to deal with stabbing knee pain, grinding hip stiffness, or shaky hands again, only to realize you're out of JointVive. Because here's the truth, missing just 1 day of JointVive might slow down all your progress, letting that toxic fluoride build up, creep back into your joints, worsening the ache and stiffness again. And I don't want you to have to wait months for a new batch of this rare Himalayan blend to be ready once again. And when it finally is, you might find the price has doubled because of rising costs. That's why now is the right time to grab the 6-month package at an incredible steep discount today, just like most folks. You'll also get free shipping along with 3 bonuses worth $129.91. With the rising demand, according to our estimates, JointVive could soon be out of stock again. So, if you decide to leave this page today without securing your supply, you might come back to find we're sold out. Because of the rising costs, I can't guarantee the price will stay this low, and I don't want you to be paying more later on. Think about it. Right as you're watching this right now, Thousands of people worldwide are rediscovering what it's like to move freely, enjoying pain-free days without a groan, confident their joint health will hold strong into old age. No wonder that orders keep climbing every time they restock. That's why, while JointVive is still available, I urge you not to wait if you're on the fence. It will allow you to act now and reclaim your mobility. Of course, we're committed to supporting you every step of the way. So we encourage you to order your batch of 6 bottles for a huge discount, along with free shipping. How does that sound to you? Take a look below. If JointVive is still in stock, a button should appear under this section. All you have to do is go ahead and click it. Hit that button and realize that click is the only thing standing between you and dissolving that stabbing knee pain for good. So hit the button and realize that click is the only thing standing between you and experiencing smooth, pain-free movement that you've been craving. So go ahead, hit the button and realize that click is the only thing standing between kicking joint stiffness to the curb and regaining your active life. Hit the button now and get rid of your joint pain for good. And once you order, you'll be taken to our secure checkout page. Just fill in your usual details like you always do. Immediately after you enter your information and confirm your order, your supply of JointVive will ship the same day right to your doorstep. Now, when you order the 6-bottle package, you'll also lock in a huge discount and free shipping, no matter where you live. Just click below to select your package, and your order today is a one-time payment with no subscription or hidden charges. All you need is to keep in mind that this JointVive can only be found on this page and isn't available for purchase anywhere else. If you see JointVive on any other site, know it's fake, and you buy it all at your own risk. I hate to admit this, but I'm personally facing threats from the joint health industry giants right now. If I ever feel like I'm risking my family's safety, I'll shut down this entire operation, so I urge you to act while you still can. And please, don't let this opportunity slip by today and end the nagging pain forever. Are you still here? Well, now when you think about it, you really only have 2 choices ahead of you right now. Option 1, stop following this video and click off, leave the page. Continue living with that relentless knee ache, that grinding hip stiffness, or those trembling hands that drop everything. You know what I'm talking about. Keep enduring the excruciating pain and unbearable discomfort that comes with joint issues. You could risk worsening stiffness, frail movement, and isolation from the activities that you love, like gardening or playing with the grandkids, all while nothing else seems to work, leaving you trapped in a cycle of pain that makes it impossible to relax or move freely. Option 2, risk nothing at all today. Grab JointVive right now and say goodbye to this debilitating joint pain. You'll be amazed at how well it works, how loose and strong your joints can feel, and how smooth your movements will become. It will allow you to feel completely normal once again. So just click below to make your choice. Enter your usual details on our secure order form and place your order right now. We'll immediately ship your bottles directly to your home. Remember, every 6-bottle package comes with a deep discount, 3 bonuses worth $129.91, and free shipping no matter where you live. Plus, you get 365-day 100% get rid of your joint pain or you don't pay money-back guarantee. Look, this isn't complicated, really. We all buy things, right? Don't we, every day? Some make our lives better for a bit, but not for the long haul. This will make your life better right away, and it will allow you to experience that relief for the long haul. And I'm not asking you to buy anything here. All I'm asking is for you to try it. It will be free to you to say maybe for 365 days. That's a whole year to decide. Use the dropper formula I just showed you to tackle the real cause of your joint pain and say goodbye to stiffness once and for all. And if you don't, you'll not have to pay a single dime. Everything I just shared might go against what your doctors have told you. I can only ask one question. How many of them helped you relieve your joint pain? Listen, it's up to you. A month from today, you can be nothing more than 30 days older, still struggling to walk with each and every step, or you can wake up pain-free, knowing your joints are strong and will never be locked up again. I can only show you the path, but eventually you have all the power to decide. Don't let life slip away while joint pain robs you of your best years. Because with this formula, you no longer have a problem. Now, you have a solution, but that solution comes with a choice. The choice to ignore the studies, the thousands of testimonials that you've seen, and keep struggling with that constant nagging ache. Or choose to use JointVive for the next few days and flush out that fluoride that's wrecking your joints. Try to eliminate the stabbing pain and stiffness stealing your sanity. To start enjoying pain-free movement and finally sleep without tossing in agony. All while rejuvenating your joints and reversing any damage that could leave you frail. But again, I can't make this decision for you. All I can do is show you the way. The choice is yours, and only yours to make. Because the decision you make right now will shape the rest of your life. It's a decision that has the power to end that stabbing knee pain and ease the hip grind and remove your sleep problems and worry for good. One you'll look back on and then realize this very moment was the turning point that changed everything for you. So, right now is your chance to grab 6 bottles of JointVive before we run out of stock. Pain-free movement is waiting for you on the other side of that button. And just so you know, you're not risking a thing here. No, not at all. All the risk is on me. Because remember, if you're not happy for any reason or no reason at all, at any point in the next 365 days, just let us know and we'll personally refund every penny, no questions asked. So go ahead, think about that. If I'm wrong, you're out a few minutes and a quick email to cancel. Are you still here? Well, I want you to ask yourself a question. Why? Who do you want to be? The one who keeps wincing with every step, tossing and turning at night from joint pain? Or the one who enjoys complete freedom from stiffness and moving around with ease? The one living in fear of frailty stealing your life? Or the one in full control of your movements? Do you want to put an end to that debilitating knee ache or risk hobbling worse? Do you want your mornings to be full of joy and movement, or keep feeling anxious and stiff? And believe me, I get your doubts. There are doubts with anything great you'll ever try. But at the same point, the logic has to kick in. Your mobility and quality of life could skyrocket, all while your worries finally fade away. You'll risk nothing here and stand to gain everything. So, how can you be smart and not do this? You've already tried everything to get rid of your joint pain. I know it. Don't make another mistake by missing this chance while you still can. You're making this decision not just for today, but for the rest of your life. From now on, every time you wake up, each and every time, you'll think back to this very moment. Will you be filled with regret because you passed up the chance to act while you still could? Or will you be waking up pain-free, living life on your own terms, and moving with such flexibility and smoothness, all because of the decision that you made right here and now? So I ask you, if you don't do it now, when it's this easy, when will you? So now is the time. Hit that button below. Go ahead. And let's give you back your mobility. Let's make you feel completely normal again. Take your first steps toward removing joint pain from your life for good. Hit the button below. Remember, it's completely risk-free. I'm not asking you to buy anything. I'm just asking you to try. You're only saying maybe for 365 days. That's a whole year to decide. If you don't start walking and running and moving and bending pain-free in the next year, you won't pay a dime. Now, since you're still here, let me ask you a question. Where are those doubts coming from? Are you worried this won't work? I assure you it does. Jenny and other 106,000 people using JointVive are living proof. You've already seen the science, how this can change your entire life. So hit the button below right now. It's easy. And take back control of your life. You know, you watched this story. You've seen it work for Jenny. You've seen it work for others like Salma, Ahmed, and Chris. You know it'll work for you too. The button you see below, it's not just a normal everyday button. It's your escape plan. It's you saying enough is enough. The joint pain won't control my life ever again. Look, it's not your fault you never knew about this truth. But now that you do know, what do you do about it? It will be your fault if you don't free yourself from this very pain. So hit that button. Do it now. Or forever, you're going to wish that you had. Click below and grab your own supply of JointVive before it's out of stock. And since you've made it this far, I'll have a special surprise waiting for you on the other side. Something I can't publicly mention right here and now. Something I've only shared with close friends and family. Something you'll have to see to believe. So get your supply right here and right now. And I'll see you on the other side, where I'll reveal it to you. FAQ. Still here? I know we covered a lot of new information today, but so far, the next few moments, I'm going to address the most common questions about JointVive. It'll help you make the decision to stock up and save on our limited supply really easily. Question 1. How long do I really need to get rid of my joint pain? Answer. JointVive works by flushing out the toxic fluoride buildup in your joints, the root cause of your pain and your stiffness. This buildup has been shown to break down collagen and cartilage, leading to worse stiffness and potential joint damage over time. The JointVive formula helps increase collagen production and reduce inflammation, easing your pain in just a couple of weeks while protecting your joint health against further damage. For most cases, it can take up to 180 days to fully restore joint function and banish pain for good. Question 2. How will I know if JointVive will work for me? Answer. JointVive has been formulated with ingredients clinically tested for their effectiveness in relieving joint pain. Thousands of men and women of all ages across the United States have used it to dissolve their joint pain and ensure it never returns. This same formula has been quietly used by athletes, seniors, and joint health experts to say goodbye to stiffness, improve long-term mobility, and protect their joints well into old age. Question 3. Is JointVive really covered by a money-back guarantee? Answer. You bet. Yes, of course. We offer a 365-day, 100% get rid of your joint pain or you don't pay money-back guarantee. No questions asked. If for any reason JointVive doesn't work in the next 12 months and you're not satisfied, you can get a full refund. Question 4. I have to think about it. Will I get a chance to get JointVive later? Answer. Unfortunately, we can't guarantee JointVive's availability in the future. It's in constant high demand, and we encourage you to take advantage of this opportunity to grab your own supply while you can. Question 5. Does JointVive really work even if I have other health conditions? Answer. Yes. JointVive has been designed to work effectively for those with joint pain, regardless of other health conditions or objections. Our ingredients have been carefully selected and tested to ensure safety and effectiveness for all users. It will allow you to trust its purity. However, we still recommend consulting your doctor before using JointVive, especially if you have other health conditions, to avoid potential interactions with other medications or supplements. Question 6. This sounds amazing. I'm in. What should I do next? Answer? Great. Go ahead and click the button below to secure 6 bottles of JointVive at a huge discount, plus free shipping. Say goodbye to your joint pain for good and start moving freely once again.